Space nerds, we have spaceships to go over. I've got my ship tracking database here. We've got our January monthly report, the latest ship development news of the year. We do this every month live here on the stream. We're going to go over everything that has progressed, determine when they might release, update the notes on each of those releases, and have a whole bunch of fun making jokes about spaceships, because why not? That's what we do here on the live stream. Folks, if you're not been here, come check it out. Join us. It's good times. Good fun, I think. Right, chat? Say it's good fun, or else I ban you all. Let's start off with the unannounced ships. So we actually have 6 unannounced ships right now. As of last time, we did have 6 listed, so I think we might actually be doing okay there for once. The North American team has 1 unannounced ship, and the UK team has 5. Let's look at UK first. The first unannounced ship had its final reviews, with the downstream teams adding their final touches ahead of release. Team also updated some of the chassis geometry it shares with another vehicle to bring it up to a higher standard. This, my friends, sounds very much like it could be our salvaging mole. We'll just have to see if there's any chassis geometry changes to another vehicle when that does come out. But I'm gonna. This is probably at Lot 0, right? So this is likely the vehicle we saw last month was at Lot 0. We had it as an expected release this month. Last update we have on it was that it passed both its white box and gray box reviews with a few minor details. We first heard about it in January, actually. I'm going to go ahead and assume this is the same one. And I think it's the Salvaging Mole. It'll be on This Week in Star Citizen. So you'll know by the time you see this video, probably. That's our first unannounced ship. Next one, following the completion of the Hammerhead Gold Standard tasks, some of the team began laying the groundwork for the second new vehicle, while the third passed its white box gate review. Okay, so one of these ships is like in white box at the very most, and the Hammerhead's done. Let's update the Hammerhead real quick. Absolute confidence, release imminent, rework gold pass. I'm gonna put that release as something this month. You guys think they're gonna wait until the next update for that? Or do you think they'll do it this month? It could still be a next month kind of thing. They could just say 3/27 for the Hammerhead. All right, our second ship was getting the groundwork laid for it. What's this? What is this? Progressing quickly? No. Manufacturer that hasn't had work done in a while? No. This one? Moved through white box with the team focusing on its unique hero rooms. None of these are really screaming, we're doing the groundwork. This one passed white box. Okay, so this is in gray box. This one I didn't know because they didn't say what was going on with this last month. They just said that it was progressing quickly due to the availability of its existing branding kits. So this is going to be something we know. OEM, we know well. But it's still like, it sounds like they're past the groundwork on that. I don't have any other input on where I should be putting this. So I'm just going to say it's this one. Our third one is past its white box gate review. Okay, what was in white box last month? We had this one and this one. So this one's from a manufacturer that we've known for a while. Entered production after the initial concept phases and resolved issues with its interior components. And this one moved through white box with the team focusing on the unique hero rooms. So one of these, my friends, has finished its white box review, and we have no indication of which one it is. They just said the third passed its white box review. So one of these is from a manufacturer that hasn't been worked on in a while, and one of them is a ship that has hero rooms. Of the ships that we know about we don't know about ships that aren't announced, so it's really hard to even guess what they might be. The most we can do is just apply this note to whichever one it's most likely to be. The Stingray? Well, the Stingray Kruger's been worked on, so it's definitely not this. If the Stingray does have hero rooms, it could be this one. The fourth upcoming ship had its white box gate review in January, which flagged some issues with its main gameplay feature not behaving as expected. Upon investigation, the team identified and resolved the issue, allowing the ship to pass its review. The UK's final team announced it's approaching its white box review. What the fuck, dude? Where are these white box reviews from? I don't have 3 in white box. I mean, we have, okay, this one's in white box, I guess, because it's undergoing its groundwork. But I only have 2 of these in white box right now. Bruh, this doesn't even, they don't even make sense the way they do these across the months. I'm so confused. We always get messed up by this. Reviewing the scope of the work and the available time frame to make the process smoother. Because this is the 5th unannounced one, and it's going to white box. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the freaking 5 unannounced ships are supposedly have just finished white box. Okay, so the UK progressed on numerous vehicles, including the Railen, yada yada, gold standard work, yes, Misk Hull B, UTV, the Galaxy. Okay, 4 currently unannounced vehicles progressed through the pipeline. The ship closest to release passed both its white box and gray box reviews. So we have that, right? Passed its white box and gray box reviews right here. And this is what we believe to be the Soul. The second is progressing quickly due to the availability of its existing brand kit. So that one very well is, we just read that somewhere here. Wait, no, I'm on the wrong month now. No, I'm on the right month. No, I'm sorry. The brand kit was what we already had in our thing. So the brand kit one is unique hero rooms. Okay, progressing quickly due to its existing brand kit. Here we go. So this is the white box one. We believe that they're laying the groundwork for it. Yeah, so that doesn't make sense. This note from the monthly report does not make sense on the one that has the brand kit progress, because here they're saying, sorry, in the last monthly report they said it's progressing quickly. There's no way they're laying the groundwork for it if it was progressing quickly a month prior, right? So we need to find a new ship that could apply to. The unannounced vehicles are so hard to track. It doesn't make sense. That means they need to get a better standard for how they refer to these things, dude. I'm just gonna place this as a new ship, dude. Because they're working on 5 unannounced vehicles here. They were working on 4 unannounced vehicles the month before in total. Yeah, so they have 6 they're working on now, and they had 4 before, so 2 were added. This is absurd. I'm just gonna put another unannounced vehicle on here for this one because I have no idea how this one is progressing. How is it getting the groundwork for something's getting the groundwork here? I have no confidence on it. I don't know where it is. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to put the first mention of it here and the last update of it here, and we're going to assume that we'll figure it out eventually. Final unannounced vehicle approached its white box review with the devs reviewing the scope of work and the available time frame to make the process smoother. So, could be this one. This one was progressing quickly though. I really don't see why it would be that. Now we can move on to the named ships. The Gatac Railen, our first ship with an actual update, is amazing. Love this ship, super excited for it. Progressed to the white box phase towards its gate review in February. Let's go ahead and update that. Progressed through the white box phase, last update February 4th. I had it slipped to IAE last month. I said that maybe this is the kind of thing that will come in IAE instead alongside the Galaxy. They could get this out by Invictus or by Alien Week. So pre-production began in June. Production itself began in November, which means that basically their white box work began in November, and it was able to complete white box in February. Actually, that is still taking a while. No, that's what, 3 months for white box? Alien Week is in June. If they hit white box in February, they'd have to go through gray box, LOD, and release preparation in February, March, April, and May. 4 months. I don't think they could do that. But I also don't think this is necessarily something they would wait till IAE to release. This could be like an October or September kind of release. They might hang on to it until IAE. But I kind of want to shift this to October. I'm going to lower my confidence on it. I'm going to keep it on June. If nothing else, just to manifest it. The greycat UTV continued development. Its planned mocap session was delayed until February due to external factors, though it will still make its gate review early in the month. So, okay, let's see what the UTV was at before, because it's got a gate review coming up. Greycat UTV. Very high confidence. Yeah, we don't know Greycat UTV continued through development, including updates to the dashboard after discussions with UI. Dude, I don't know how I missed all of the UTV updates. White box review in March. This could be an April or May release. Like a 4.8. We'll see. In the next monthly report, they'll tell us exactly which gate it passed. So for now, we'll leave it as that. Next up, the Mist Hull B passed its gray box review with no issues and is now well into the Lot 0 phase, with the artists currently adding additional details throughout. The Hull B is looking like a release pretty soon. They said it passed its gray box review, so it's on to Lot 0, getting the good work on. Artists are currently adding additional details throughout. We'll add that to our notes for the January update. Expected release, I have it as July, but I think it actually could be earlier than that. I think this also could be a May release. We'll see. We shall see in next monthly report. Drake's Ironclad Assault and Command module continued to develop it, making heavy use of the brand's modular kit. This helps the team make sweeping updates through the ships, leading to much faster progress than prior ships. Yay! I'm gonna go ahead and put the Ironclad and Assault new notes on here. If it does make it into Lot 0 by next month, I think we have a good chance at May. And I think that is what they're going for. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's still in white box. No, yeah, guys. Wait a second. They're pushing it. This is going to be really telling. This is actually, I think, this is a big moment for us to make a good call on CIG and how they're doing with their ships. The most recent information that a lot of, at least us in the Inforunner circle, are going off of is what Execute and Outgrid report they learned from the ship team a couple of years ago, that every ship takes 18 months. So if it's a bigger ship, more people on it, 18 months. If it's a smaller ship, less people on it, 18 months. That doesn't seem to be consistent from what I've been looking at over the last year, but going off of that timeline, or rather, not going off that timeline, I think right now is a chance for us to look and see if that's true, because the amount of work they have to do for these ships is definitely throwing that into question. Both the Railen and the Ironclad are at the same state. They're both gonna have their white box review in February. However, they both started at different times, and they are both different sized ships. It makes sense that they'd start at different times being different sized ships, but the timeline itself doesn't match up. So we'll see what happens here, but this is going to be telling whether or not the Ironclad and the Railen can make a release by May or June. Ironclad's the big one to watch. The North American team continued to work on an as yet announced ship. There's our last unannounced ship. It progressed through the white box phase. We'll say that the North American team's working on that. We got low confidence. Guessing it's a new model. We don't know any role. Don't have an expected release, but it was first mentioned February 4th. Last month saw its variants blocked out to ensure there are no surprises when they go into development at a later date. What? The team also adjusted some of its interior spaces to add more windows between rooms? What the hell? Okay, this is an interesting ship. So it's a large ship. It has windows, multiple rooms, and variants. I'm just going to put here just so that we remember. This ship has variants. Finally, the Drake Kraken continued through white box with the first of its gate reviews set for mid-February, which is a major milestone for the team and the ship. Further work for the concept. Is this the freaking Kraken, dude? They actually had one of these rendered for one of the early CitizenCon events, I think it was, or something, some event. They had it sitting out at Lorville's landing pads. Further work from the concept team was scheduled to help the production team refine some of the areas that have evolved since the original concept, or that weren't as well refined during the original concept phase. Cool. Okay, so the Kraken's a really big one. This is a very big and very important one. I should actually start saving all of the notes down here and then just kind of like doing a little bit of it here. It continued through white box. First of its gate reviews is set for mid-February, so we're still on track for that. So the Kraken is a 10 crew, 270 meter long, 3,792 cargo SCU carrying spacecraft carrier. It literally flies other spaceships around. It's your little pirate base, dude. Even the trailer is very much like, we're a gang and we're gonna mess you up because we roll.
For ya. Leave now, or we kill you. I might be either way.
Yeah, this thing's gonna be huge. It's gonna grow so much from the concept. Because other ships have grown, right? The landing pad sizes have grown.
The time has come for something new.
I can't believe they're actually making this. The gameplay you got to come up with for this, it's going to be a huge thing when it comes to orgs, mostly, I think.
Fortunes at the
large groups
of civilization.
But this is going to make for a great set piece for all other players to go on and like eliminate targets and steal things and find things. Like this is a level waiting to happen. It's going to be cool.
It's time to release the Kraken. Drake Interplanetary. We got your back.
Yeah, this is going to be crazy for org missions. They're just protecting an innocent prospector pilot? Yeah, but what was that prospector pilot mining for though, huh? He's mining up the goods so they could make the not goods and kill people or something. I don't know. Yeah, this is going to be crazy. I can't wait to run stuff out of this with GAI. Main thing you see the Kraken being is just a mobile base. Yeah, it is a mobile base through and through. Even if you go back to the talks that they had about Quantum, look at how many freaking times I've talked about this stupid system, dude. It's like so many videos. Even if you go back to where they described this system, the home base that they give the pirates to use as they're kind of like invading the trade lanes.
Let's go ahead and zoom in there. And you can see that those are missions being created by the NPCs, no different than players would. In other words, you see a lot of deaths on a route that's got a lot of value. And let's go ahead and hover over some of those contracts. These are contracts that are being thrown out by the NPCs on that route. What's happening?
How do you guys afford the Kraken?
The NPCs are basically being, some
I
of the
don't.
raiders are being picked on by the pirates.
That's my solution.
Could wind up. Go ahead and take a look at Hurston, the coolers and quantum drives.
Check this out. This is where they're operating out of, you guys. Right.
So like they got the ideas. They know exactly what they're doing. The Kraken's definitely going to be a very, very popular space station for people. I think that's it. I think that's all of our updates. We got the Kraken on there. We got, yeah, everything's on there. Cool. So how many did we get updated today? Honestly, a lot. There were not many updates for announced ships. If we can filter by last update. Today, we saw the Drake Kraken, the Gatac Railen, the Aegis Hammerhead, and the greycat UTV see an update. That's 4 announced ships. And we saw 4, 5, 6 unannounced ships. So in total, we saw 10 updates today. Not as many as normally. To be quite honest, this monthly report from ships to features is pretty light, but it is the first of the new year. As I always say, they spend January doing their planning and all that stuff. They even said it here. Their general plan for the year was being made in January. I'm more surprised by how much progress they made during January and that planning month. The fact that we got 4.6 out, and it's pretty decent. We've got an event going on. Rewards are being had. Star Citizen Live is up. Roadmap Roundup has been out. Like, they've kicked the year off running, so I can't be that bothered at a short monthly report in January. We'll see what happens in February. Like I said before, last year's core gameplay was huge. Sorry, this is November, December. Last year's core gameplay section in the monthly report in February was freaking massive. Look at this. So we might be in for a good surprise next month. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, this has been your ship update for January of 2026.